you could delete one thing from the earth, what would you choose? Welcome to those who are new. Today we're starting a new series, Putting Life in Order. We'll be talking about over the next 10 episodes, what is life, what is involved with it, and ultimately how to navigate it all. Having deep conversations about the events, the experiences, the thoughts and the feelings you have gone through to understand, accept and let it go to what it means to you. By the end of this series, you would have found a new sense of self and hopefully some new accomplishments, whilst also gaining clarity to what you want to do with your life. So if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do, and let us begin. Our discussion today is around the basis of why you have certain things in your life, whether that's people, things or other nouns that are relative to being in your environment internally, externally and so on. So I'm sure you understand, life is made up of multiple things. Relationships, attachments, responsibilities, emotion and many memories, plus so much more. You know those people that you have that inside joke you cannot forget, or that one place that reminds you of a particular time you're in that's just a core memory within your heart. Or even better, that one name you cannot remove from your mind. All in all, there's a relation between our internal self, and meaning the things we feel that no one else can hear, maybe the thoughts, the feelings of our mind and our body, but also the external things, the things that are around us, the friendship groups we're in, the workplace we're in, the place we live in. These two sides of the equation play a part into what is involved in our lives, in what is involved in how you participate in that, in where you go and where you don't go. It's places you like to hang out in and places you try to avoid. And with your life set out in this certain way, through this conversation, I'm trying to open your mind to you either decide subconsciously, meaning it's a premeditated thought, feeling, action from a past experience, from a past event that's already within instilled yourself, or consciously, meaning you're in the moment and present of what you're actually doing, saying, or how you're behaving, in relation to what you hold, in relation to what you feel is necessary for your life. Certain friends, certain environment, being away from home, staying comfortable. As you see, that subconscious and conscious mind play a part in who you are, in how you behave, and what actions you take or don't take. So with all these choices, necessities of life, the voices of teachers, of family members, of even friends, and definitely social media, what are the things you uphold? What are the things you value? And what is it you have been able to distinguish as your own? Not merely an idea of somebody else, but your own thinking, your own way of believing. Have you even had that conversation with yourself? Have you even thought about that? Because, once again, the external way of life, places you visit, your workplace, your friends, the different environments you go to, play a part on how you view yourself. Whether that's reflecting those environments, or whether that's creating your own environment. In other words, I'm trying to ask, what have you opened the door to in your life? Or kept locked away deep in the basement? As we discuss further, I hope your mind is opening just that bit more to take a peek at that ruthless, untamed self that doesn't yet have that voice to shine for yourself. The true self, the self that wants to do well, the self that wants to try new things, the self that isn't afraid in situations, but because of friends, because of work, you can't be who you are. You can't do what you want to do. The self that knows what you're capable of, that self that speaks out to you, but you don't let it come out. What if that self is trying to tell you, this is good for me and this isn't? This is the way of life that's helping me, and this is what's actually making me feel weaker, making me feel more nervous and anxious and overwhelmed. Who would you have to be? What would change if you were to follow the truth? If you were to say what you truly wanted to say? If you wanted to be with friends you truly wanted to be with? And not just because they're old-term friends, not because you've gone through so much in life, but if they're genuinely for your journey, for who you want to be, for where you want to go, for what you want to achieve. What if that self, that being, that place in your heart had a chance to speak, to give you a revelation, to give you a different mindset, to give you a different perspective on your life? It may change everything, it may change nothing at all, but it gives an opportunity for you to understand yourself that little bit more. For the first time, you might feel as if you're in control. For the first time, you might feel as if things can change for the better. No. For the first time, you'll be living in your world. Not a premeditated idea of, this child will be doing this. Not a premeditated idea of, oh, you'll look good doing that. You should try this. Not a premeditated idea of, I'm now doing this, follow me. Much rather, the story you believe for yourself. But it begins by asking yourself what that is. At the core foundation of who you are, at what you're good at what you don't like, or what you do like. There isn't a limit behind this. And if you convince yourself that there is, it's a limit that has already been put there. Is it from yourself or somebody else? there an ideology about what you can do, what you as a female can do, what you as a male should be doing, you with a certain gender should and shouldn't be doing? Whose life are you going to live? What decisions are you going to make for that life? And ultimately, who benefits more? Who, at the end of the day, has to deal with those thoughts, those feelings, and those actions of that day? You or them? If you're enjoying this discussion, make sure you press subscribe. So the reason I asked that first question, if you were able to delete one thing from the world, what would you choose? Was to create an opportunity for you to look at your world. Because ultimately, if out there things are making life difficult, what about in here? What in there are you feeling? What in here is going on repeatedly, almost uncontrollably, almost to the breaking point, almost to making you think twice about every decision? What's going on internally? As we like to say on this channel, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. Wow, I like this series already. If you do as well, make sure you subscribe. And next week we'll be discussing what to do with that hole you've uncovered. That revelation, that understanding of that new self, and what impact that will have. So make sure you're there. My name is Jocko Kanchefu. If you enjoyed today's video, comment what you learned and what has gave you insight. Subscribe if you're new, and share as a friend or family member you think will enjoy this new series. My name is Jocko Kanchefu once more. Have a good day, morning, night, or evening for wherever you are in the world watching this, and I'll see you next week for our next discussion. Also, before I go, YouTube thinks you'll like these two videos here, so click one and let me know what you think in the comments.